G'day, today we are continuing through playing Next Fest demos. In the top right there you can see it even says Next Fest. This one is called Forklift Extreme. I actually have a forklift driver's license, so we can name this video Real Forklift Driver Plays Forklift Extreme. Alright, so I'm going to play this with a controller because I feel like that's what this is more sort of like suited to. It's very loud. Let's jump back to that main menu and get that sound effects down as well. Alright, jump in again. Alright, so forwards, backwards, yep. Makes sense. Whee! Collect them to get better final score. Best letters. So just run into it, I'm not actually picking it up. One-way aisle. Alright, lower and raise, pick up the pallet. Use additional camera to load the pallet precisely. Collect the pallet and deliver to the destination point. Now, when I got my forklift driver's license, one thing that I knew was going to be a problem was that because of where sort of the framing sits of this, like you can see, like in that camera in the top right, well, that's showing us underneath. But sometimes this is so high that you can't see the cage at the back. So when you pick up a pallet and you reverse, say this one's just off the ground, the first thing that you have to do is take that to the ground. And that was the biggest issue that I had in trying to remember, or biggest concern I had was remembering to do that. Because if you don't do that, instant fail. You can't drive around with a pallet raised too high off the ground. So I drew massive marks, like lines on both of my hands, which I've never done before, so that they purely meant, it's got different camera angles. Those marks I knew meant, where are the forks? And that was the constant question I asked myself while doing it, was where are the forks? Did that want me to place that there, or am I just sort of navigating with my palette now? Oh. Tilt the mast to provide better support for the pallet. It's not tilting the mast. There's the S over there. Does that mean we come back that way? Let's just do a quick reverse there. No. The other thing that we had to do in that was you had to be able to identify what all the different points were, like the safety check of doing a forklift. And I knew, like, they were talking about things that made no sense to me, so I said to the, like, because you had to open up the engine sort of compartment of it and identify different things in there. And so I said to the, now I'm missing the S here, so let's go back, see if we can collect that somehow. We know where it is. So I said, oh, could I film you just saying all the different things? And he did. And so I watched that once or twice. Why am I turning the wrong way? And then I wrote it down. And then by the time that by the time I did it, I could have performed the check without a forklift there. I had it so memorized of where everything is. I've completely forgotten it now, but at the time. Now that you know the basics, you can start some real work in the warehouse. Alright, here we go. 100% on that one. Training. Track 1. Follow the checkpoints. Park the forklift. Track 2. Really trying to hit that turn way too quick. I feel like there's certain points in this where you'll want to opt for a different camera angle. In fact, what I could do, you're not supposed to, but I could raise the forks to reduce the amount of, like, the forks are higher than all of this stuff on the ground, so means I actually reduce the size of the thing I have to move through these gaps. Track 3. So let's go against everything I was taught. Raise those forks. Too confident on that one. There we are. A nice little turning circle, this guy. Basically, it just turns on those front wheels, and it's obviously ideal for when you're trying to make minor changes on a placing pallets. But this, like I said, at that point, I really shouldn't be raising it anyway. I don't know why I pick it up so much, like force a habit all the way to the top. Don't know why I bothered turning him around. Could have just gone straight back. Some doughies. Take that flag. And part of this is I just want to get through the training, go into the career, have as much time spent on that as possible. I suppose I can use that camera in the top. Oh, actually, I realized that I haven't even glanced at the camera at the top, but I realized that that is completely telling me where my forks are pointing, and I can use that as an indicator for picking up stuff. I've just been eyeballing it to this point. Finish level in 45 seconds. Alright, what are we doing? Especially once you sort of opposite direction like this. This is where I'm finding the it's hard to steer. Again, should be carrying that down. Don't know why I bothered picking it all the way up. I think it just, I don't know if it just tilts the opposite way. Like, you know, some games where the camera will flip in a different, like when you're facing an opposite direction, it will turn you the opposite direction as well. Finish the level with no crashes. Alright, like I said, let's raise this up. They count as crashes. Do I have to restart already? I assume I have to restart, right? Yeah, okay. Alright, firstly, let's put that up. Let's reduce the size of us. Let's swap camera. I think this one could be easier to do. Ugh. This one. What'd I say? Get them all the way up. Like I said, you turn on your front wheel, so you've got to be careful because your back's swinging pretty far back. Ah! Genuinely, I think this would be easier to do backwards. I'm moving the wrong thing. No, this is... Alright, there we go. Once we finally get turned around, then we're all good. nothing more down that way. We're all good for that. Let's jump into our career. Level 1. Finish in 2 minutes. Find the safety poster. Push her in. Lovely. What are we doing next? Oh, we're just leaving? Ah. Wouldn't be so hard if they didn't have so many traffic cones in here. Sometimes it's easier to just go all the way out to give yourself a better swing in. Where do you want it, Chief? Alright. Reach in there. Oh, we're just gonna go up? Okay. I reckon this one could be easiest by just sliding, pushing this thing along. Done. And then just... Do we leave? We lift the door up like that? One more box. Oh, we actually do have to pick that up. Where are we taking it to? There we do. There we do. There we go. Come on, T. There we go. Right at that wall. Yeah. Bound to happen. Come on. There we go. Alright, where are we taking this guy? So much easier now I've got rid of those witches' hats. Where are we going? Up there, okay. One thing that I am doing that I would do in real life that this isn't sort of replicating is that when I put the tongs down, the forks rather, on the when you put something down on a high shelf, if you put the forks down on the shelf and drag backwards, they actually do sort of like as if they're touching. They're not gonna like they're still going to slide off, whereas this seems to, like, really lock them in place. Nah. See there? Like, I can't go up, whereas in real life you would be able to sort of move back with the tongs running. They've got this little sort of, like, flexibility to them. They are hard metal, but the way they're connected, there's a bit of flexibility to them that means that you can do that. Let's just get rid of everything. Let's, I want to see if I can get these forks under the door. All right, well, I reckon we've got a sense of what we're getting with this guy. So that was Forklift Extreme. Any questions or comments, feel free to chuck it below. I don't think this one will be going on my wish list just yet. I enjoyed it. I think the thing I don't enjoy overly about it would be the what's his in the way, witches hats and things. I think it would actually just be funner that you're doing it for speed. Like if the challenge wasn't necessarily trying to weave around obstacles like that, and instead you were just attempting to do it at an insane pace. That's more what I'm about. Yeah. Any questions or comments, like I said, check them below. And until next time, catch you later.